G'day guys, Brendan here with SMT once again. Now we're moving on to a part of the body in our full body massage series, which we've neglected completely so far, but I think it's about time we actually give the breast some attention. This one is an interesting one though, because I think if you've been with the person who you're giving the massage to for a while, you've probably done a lot of foreplay, and you've probably done a lot of foreplay involving the breasts as well. And typically, you probably know what works a lot better than a guy speaking in a YouTube video ever will. So I found with breasts especially, just in my experience and then my training, I've gone through an extra sort of research, asking questions. I've found probably the part of the body which varies the most as far as what one woman to another woman enjoys varies the most with breasts. As a lot of women, even in my experience, I've had women who enjoy really soft, really gentle breast play, I guess, the breast stimulation techniques. And then there's some women who, like there's one woman I was with who would literally constantly have to tell me, be meaner. That was the cue she always told me, is like, be meaner. And she ultimately wanted me to like bite down on her nipples, so which is really jarring for a lot of women. You'd never do that with a lot of women, but some women, that's what they really enjoy. So if you've already been with someone for a long time and you've already kind of have a good idea about a bunch of techniques she really enjoys, you guys have already communicated and given feedback both in both directions. Stick with what works, honestly. But I'll happily give you some extra techniques, and these techniques I'm hoping cover more of a broad sort of like have more broad appeal. So these are techniques that most women will probably enjoy. And it's a great way just to sort of like begin as well with a new sort of massage recipient. So if it's a first time with a woman, these are probably some good techniques to start off with. It's nothing too confronting. It's nothing too full on. It's just like nice, gentle, just nice, gentle techniques. And just some things to keep in mind as well. First thing I've already touched on is constant communication and feedback. So that'll be the main thing with the breast, which is pretty easy to do because with breast play, even if you're typically quite close to each other, so it's pretty easy to actually like talk to each other while you're actually giving her some breast stimulation techniques. Whereas with some other parts of the body, it's a little bit harder to sort of like give immediate sort of like communication. You're nice and close to each other here, so it's a lot easier. The second tip would be before we go to the breast play, I think focus a little bit more on the rest of the body again. So if we're picking it up from where we were during our massage, we've literally just been stimulating the G-spot. So if you do keep in this order, this is where you are, to pull either one or two or even three fingers out from her vaginal canal. Remember to do it very, very slowly. Nothing sudden. So we're very slowly pulling out. It should take at least 3 seconds for your fingers to come out. And then you go back to a tantric massage technique that we've covered in a previous video. But it's essentially the one where you are using bowl-shaped hands like that, starting off sort of like on her inner thighs and then sort of coming up her body, up her torso, up her ribs, in between her breasts, and then down around the shoulders. So you're sort of like coming up in between the chest there with both your hands in a bowl shape, and then coming down her shoulders, down her arms, and back into the hands as well. And I always think giving the hands a bit of a squeeze is kind of nice as well. Then we come back up and go the other way. So we're coming back up the arms, back around the shoulders, back down this way. Doing that a few more times just as a nice sort of bridge, just to spread the sexual energy around her body, because if you are following the sort of sequence of what we're doing with our full body massage series, at this point we've spent quite a bit of time just on the vulva itself. It'd be at least 15 minutes, I'd say. If we're going through like a proper vulva massage, it should be at least 15 minutes, and the techniques we've covered already in previous videos. So they are very slow, and there's a fair few of them, so it does take a while to get through. But now we're sort of like going through just spreading the sexual energy through the rest of the body. The other benefit to this, especially if you are following in a sequence, is this is promoting a more powerful orgasm down the road. So we haven't actually brought it to orgasm yet. We're actually doing something called edging, which is where we basically bring her closer to orgasm And then we'll sort of focus on another part of the body. You can even do this with the vulva. You can sort of focus potentially on, say, like clitoral stimulation, and then just before she's ready to orgasm, then you'll focus a bit more on the G spot. You could, but now we're doing it basically going from the G spot up to the breast. So now, how you want to start with the breast? So I reckon do a few of those sort of like revolutions, sort of like up her body in between her breasts, down the arms, and back up again, and down, back to the inner thighs again, then back up her stomach. Do that a few times just to get her used to getting the sexual energy around the rest of the body. Then, as you begin with the massage, again, we're using plenty of oil for this one. You're basically cupping the breasts one at a time. So the first one is actually just a nice massage, just like that. So we're sort of coming up. Again, nice and gentle. The other key with this is also, I know it looks odd me doing this with no... Bear with me, guys. So we're basically coming up like that, and essentially what we're doing is we're avoiding the areola. So we're going to build the anticipation a little bit here. But it's not only building the anticipation, but it's also, again, I know I've been massaging her for a long time, if you are following this full body massage sequence. But again, it's still a different part of the body that we haven't focused on yet. So let's give her a chance to actually warm up, actually get comfortable with it. And then you can also, the other benefit is building the anticipation and excitement. So, because if you go straight for the nipple, the anticipation's gone. It may still feel nice if she's already aroused, but it's, anticipation's gone. So we might as well build up a bit more of that. So that'll be a good one to start with. Another one which is kind of nice is also using, this one's also going to look really weird without showing on a breast, but I'm very careful with YouTube censors and I respect them very much. So basically you start off just with that sort of hand and then coming up like that. And again, we're coming up the breast, coming up the breast, coming up the breast, and then just letting go just before our fingertips, the underside of our fingertips, the soft padding part there, just before it touches the nipple. So again, we're sort of like teasing and building it up. And what I'm going to do actually is stop the video there, because we'll get into more the techniques that involve the nipple and the areola next. But that'd be the first place to start with the breasts. The other thing, just a really quick note to mention, make sure that you are focusing on every part of the breast. From what I've seen in the research, basically, the most sensitive part of a woman's breast, apart from the areolas and the nipple, would be the underside of the breast. So, but at the same time, make sure that you are focusing on each part. So you are actually giving, especially with that massage there, you're sort of changing the angle a fair bit, and you're giving every part of the breast a good massage. You want to make sure you massage every part of the breast by rotating. Sorry, excuse me, guys. By massaging around and just like making sure every part of the breast is massaged. You want to be really thorough again with this body part, just like you are with every other body part. And then we're going to build up to the nipple play sort of in the next video. So feel free to subscribe to the channel, so make sure you don't miss that. And feel free to chuck in a comment down below if you would like to see anything else in the videos that I haven't covered yet. If you have any questions, of course, same sort of thing. Chuck a comment down and I'll more than happily respond. We'll catch you guys in another video. See you guys on the channel. Feel free to jump over there for more content, and have a great day.